They do, my love buzz. It's me, your girl, Empress Goddess, the Georgia Peach. Your host with the most. All are well today, my loves. Yeah, I'm late coming on today. I had a, I did a short the other day, but I showed y'all when my knee swole up and then I messed around and slipped and fell out there on my patio this morning. So that didn't help any. So I've been kind of laying around all day today. I know I'm gonna be sore as hell in the morning, but let's get in there. Oh boy. Oh boy.
The Lightworker's Handbook, Lesson 1, Discovering Your Spirituality. Greetings, dear ones. I am Cryan of Magnetic Services. I am aware of where we are. This is a temple built to honor the majesty of the human being. This is a place that is sacred, honoring what is intuitively known about the magnificence inside each of you. It is a place that is dedicated to the love of God, to the love of humanity, and the compassionate teachings of peace on earth. It is dedicated to peace inside. So let it not be lost on any who are listening or reading this that this is a sacred place. And this is where we begin this message, a perfect place for it. When you have the situation, you have energy that emanates even from the chairs you sit in. There is the energy from the walls, from the floor, from the very stones that are here. And all that they represent in their power and synchronicity, singing the same song. The elements know who you are. Oh, dear ones, is that too esoteric for some of you? Because some of you are overwhelmed, perhaps, with the energy of the entourage that floods into this place, not even being aware of the other entourage has always been here. The elements that have gone into the building of this place know who you are, and some of them are old, culled from the forest that are older than you are, yet they know who you are. You see, you are a piece of God, the angelic realm, the created planet, and they see you differently than you see yourselves. They don't see what you see in the mirror, for they feel an angelic presence has entered the room. They wonder what the angel conclave is today that would bring such an energy in here. They hear and see your magnificence. They're singing a grand song and you can't even hear it, but I can. I always can. You don't even know who you are, really. And it's designed that way, human being. The design is one that calls upon your free choice to come up with answers. The task, as you sit in a chair, is if you can awaken spiritually to the point where you can chip away at the wall that separates you from God. It is called the duality, and it represents the free will of a human being, ready to tear down an invisible and elusive wall, one that is unseen to many, but that is part of spiritual awareness. It is a wall, when broached, that will then reveal the secrets of life and why you are here. And that, dear one, is what we want to speak of tonight. So let's make some things perfectly clear even before we begin. First, I am Cryan. I know where I am, and I know what has transpired in this place, and I am in awe of it. There is a purity within the guidance for those who have built this and the things that are taking place here. There are lives that have been saved here. I tell you what that means in a minute. I speak to a group of old souls. There is no first timer here. Every single one of you has been here before. All of you have an Akashic record that is lengthy. There are Lemurians in the room. There are those who have come out of the mystery schools into the room. I have shamans in the room. There are profound healing techniques in the room, and there are those who have healed themselves in the room, and those who want to be in the room. Let it be known, dear human being, that you have placed yourselves in this temple with free choice. You have the ability to walk out of this place differently than you came in, every single one of you, no matter where you are on the path. Synchronistically, you have created the situation for yourself, and so here I am. So I say to you, may the solutions be brought forward to what you came for, and the knowledge be yours of the questions that are on the top of your tongue, for they are personal and they are unique to you and your path, and they are ready to be dealt with. Indeed, it's a good time for healing. There is no better time, and you have come to the right place. There are many on earth who are awakening. Be aware of this. As ancient as you all are, some in this room have only just discovered the premise of awakening to a grander God. Many have felt it indeed. They knew somehow that they were spiritual beings, but they come here brand new, never having heard anything about what we speak. We have the big picture and we know who you are. Each time you arrive on Earth, you get to examine if the esoteric things are for you or not. Many of you seem to have been born into these kinds of examinations of the esoteric. Early on, you rejected what was given to you as the spirituality of your family, or the way things work, and you pursued your own course, some of you at the expense of your family's love. You see, I know who's here and who's reading. Don't you think we walk the walk with you? Don't you think the angels were there during the disruption and frustrations? Don't you think you saw the tears? Don't you think we were there when you cried out for help? We were there. I know who's here. Humanity awakens in different times and in different ways. The old souls on this planet are starting to awaken en masse due to the shift that we have been explaining for almost 2 decades. But so many of them do not know where to turn or what to do. They get excited and ask, where's the beginning of the information? Where's the knowledge? How can I get up to speed? Where's the primer I can turn to? I have given my partner Lee much information now for 18 years, given much like he is doing today. He sits before human beings and he speaks my communications, translated into this language so it's comfortable for him and readable by you. These are the words of Cryon, and through that period of time, there's been so much covered. Much of it is graduate information, and much of it is core information, all intermingled depending on the group that is sitting before me. But for one who is awakening in this massive shift, there is no primer, no starting point, no premise to build a basis on. Truly, you could start at Cryon Book 1, which I asked my partner to name The End Times. But that was a cryptic time for him, and he was learning how to channel. He was not within the meld with me as he is now. It was also communication for 1989 and not today. So the message was not as clear as today, not like it is now. It was not as personal, not like it is now. So today we embark upon a task that I've told my partner we would do. There is to be a multi-chaptered primer that may never be a physical book, but which has a name like one. It shall represent instruction sets for those who wish to start at the beginning. The channeling this evening, therefore, will be a core information, lesson 1, that takes the reader to the beginning of this new energy and all that goes with it. This is where it begins. This is where the human will come to discover the premise. This is also what some of you need as a refresher, for there is some information that you don't know that will be presented tonight. So we say it begins, and this channel, which has been transcribed, is one we wish to call the first chapter of the primer. We call it Realizing Your Own Spirituality. Truth, the basis for belief and action. Before we even begin the teaching, we have to discuss a premise we have discussed one time before. What is truth? In your own reality, within the perception walls you build around your mind called 3D, there are absolutes in truth, in math and in science. When you begin to break those 3-dimensional walls down and get into the system of interdimensional things, and especially spiritual things, all the rules of reality change. So what I'm about to tell you, you may not sit well with all of you, for you will weigh them in a 3D way instead of a multiple D way, because of the way your mind works. Truth is relative to your path and is multiple. Many will immediately say, Cryon, we don't like that. There has to be one truth, for truth sets the stage for the direction of the human search for God. Therefore, there can only be one truth and only one God. Does one God mean one truth? Or could you indeed see many roads to the one God? When you get to the other side of the veil in death, don't be shocked to find others there who are not part of your church or your truth. Instead, there are many truths, and with pure intent. They are all passionate roads that lead to God and the family of God. For those who demand there only be one truth, I'll give you one. Indeed, there is a generic truth, a core truth, and it is this: that at the center of every atom in the universe of yours, you will find the love of God in a personal way. That's the core energy. That's the truth. But you might say, well, how sweet. And I will say, oh no, I'm not talking about sweet. I'm talking about physics. There is an energy at the core of every atom that makes things work. And when you remove the energy of God, it all collapses. You might say it's the space between the electron haze and the nucleus of the atom that keeps things moving and separated. It represents more than you'll ever measure, more than you'll ever know. It's basic physics, and it's the love of God. That's the core truth, and scientists are on the verge of realizing it. They will call it something else, but there will be the realization of an intelligent force keeping things running. Here's a definition of truth. It is when a human being marries his heart to the passion of God and creates discovery. It is an acknowledgement of a personal search, if you wish, without knowing anything more. It is a willingness with free choice to find out about God inside. That's truth. So therefore, you have multiple truths as you go around the room from multiple human beings. But again, a human doesn't necessarily like that. You say, well, there must be one truth, one doctrine, one building. And we say, well, how 3D of you. The linearity of your existence has been placed on God, and you have decided to make a 3D God. This then matches your human experience. Don't you see how limiting this is? It is the cartoon character coming to life, stepping off the 2D page and meeting a human. But he screams in confusion and frustration, seeing 3D for the first time. He can't cope with it and doesn't understand it, for it doesn't make any sense. Therefore, he returns to his domain on his page and draws humans in 2D, so he can make sense of it all. You are then rendered as a 2D drawing due to the limitations of the observer. Inside each of you, you will discover the family. This family is the intuitive group that makes up the whole of God. At the core of the family is the same system of interdimensional workings, and it comes from the love of God and the compassion of what you call spirit. Therefore, your truth is what you are doing when you follow your passion to create manifestation in your life. What most human beings do not and will not understand is that this system is the glue between your many truths. It's difficult to explain in 3D, isn't it? But between the multiple truth of your quest for what you're supposed to do is a glue of knowledge and synchronicity, all working together with the potential of the system to make things happen in 3D. There is more than it seems here. The beginning premise. So let us begin with the premise. You are not looking for a doctrine, you are not looking for a prophet. You are stepping off the page of 3D belief, of following others within a generic box of belief, and are instead risking the idea that God is far bigger than anything you've ever been told. You're looking for what you are here for, and the premise is that the search will reveal to you not only your own path, but also that you are part of a grand system. It's an interdimensional system of how things work and is intuitive and shared by others all over the world. It's innate, meaning built into the cells of humanity. It is magnificent and will also reveal God inside you to the extent that you can become your own prophet, your own master, revealing divinity within your own eternal existence. It will bring you to the realization that you have lived before, and that this is absolutely a staple of the system, not odd or weird, but rather a wise observation of how it all fits. It will fly in the face of those who are steeped in a 3D mythology given to them by those who existed in a far less enlightened time and energy on the planet. Do not be critical on yourselves if you do not then follow what you are told by another human being or organization, by what they think is appropriate spirituality, for their truth is different than yours. Their search for God is different than yours. Blessed is the human being who searches for God in any way at all. Blessed is the human who sits ready to go and who says, God, tell me what it is I need to know. I want to chip away at the wall, the duality between 3D and multiple D. I want to chip away at the wall to find my own magnificence. I know it's there. I can feel it. Show me the path to my own revelation. When a human being is following his truth, it's his passion for God he is discovering. It's a path for his own personal discovery to find God in his life. That's truth. It's diverse since there are so many individual paths for humans. Each human being is spiritually unique. One is working on abundance issues. One is working on health issues. One is working on self-worth issues. And one is battling fear. Many of these paths are a result of the past experience of humans on Earth in different expressions or past lives, creating the vast differences of personalities at birth, their strength and challenges, their many phobias and their gifts. Do you see how you cannot create a spiritual box and ask everyone to get in? The new energy and what happened. And so the journey begins. What is this new age all about? What is this great shift? We start at the beginning, and the beginning is not all that far in the past. In your time frame, it is only 1987. That's all the further I'm going to go back, because that is the beginning of this energy, the one that allowed Cryon to manifest as a teacher, and everything before it was an older, denser energy. An old energy whose prophecies have dropped away. Did you notice the Earth is different today? The old energy represented an Earth that is now gone, if you've noticed. So this information is for the one who is studying this for the first time and needs to hear it from the beginning. In 1987, an event occurred that was unique in your history. It was called the harmonic convergence, and also later called the 1111. What was unique was esoteric. The Earth had reached a vibratory rate of spiritual neutrality, where the future could go either way. It could be pulled to a higher level, an interdimensional level, or wallow in the old prophecies of doom and Armageddon. Out of your linear time, and hard for you to understand, all of the higher selves involved in the system of Earth were polled. All the human beings that have ever been on the planet, are on the planet, and potentially will be on the planet, were asked this question. Do you want to go through with the old energy prophecy, the potentials of the old, or do you wish to move into the new energy that the ancients told you was coming? It is an energy that is not in your current prophecy, something that will create peace on Earth, something that will create work for the Lemurians who are here and the old souls who are here. It will create spiritual lighthouses, will awaken in large number. What is your choice? And the answer was, we want to go forward. And as dramatic proof of this esoteric event, almost overnight, within a few years of this event, the geopolitical structure of the planet changed and morphed into something nobody expected. Against all odds and all prophecy, countries who were powerful players of the old end-time scenario changed greatly, the Soviet Union in particular. You were suddenly looking at a reality that no one had prophesied. No Cold War, the very thing that had created 50 years of turmoil, fear, and had no foreseeable end, had suddenly terminated itself. The time for the scheduled Armageddon came and went. Then you received a challenging event in 2001 called 9/11. It was not in prophecy, not in Nostradamus, not in scriptures or revelation. As I told the United Nations group 2 years ago, the 9/11 event will affect 2 generations of what your leadership does here. Don't you think something so important would have been in your old prophecies? This is proof that you're in a new future, and so we say again, the harmonic convergence of 1987, along with the harmonic concordance in the following years, are bookends to the changing, shifting energy that you've created all by yourself. Now here you sit with a totally new energy. So if you're reading this for the first time and you want to know what it means to you, read carefully and listen to the logic as it goes forward. Here you sit in a changing Earth, one that was never prophesied. You might say, what do I do to make a difference and how can I shift? And I will tell you, especially if you are new, the very act of asking the question is shifting the Earth. Blessed is the human being who asks, what can I do? What is next? For by this act of compassion for the planet, they are showing within their own selves that they have started chipping the wall. Is that you? If so, then you are asking for the steps of ascension, are you not? Yet I'm not going to give them to you because there are no steps. Or perhaps there may be one, begin. And so we see that the human being who begins the journey of asking, how do I chip away at the wall, already has the pickaxe in his hand, already is working the puzzle, and already some light is showing through. The changing system of karma. I would like to again explain what is happening regarding karma. This is an old spiritual process that will always be with you and the planet Earth. It is described very succinctly within some of the oldest belief systems on the planet, still true to this day. It's an energy system that will be in place and will operate all by itself, just like so many other things about the energy of life. Even if the human being does nothing at all to see it or recognize it, it is still present and will affect what the human does. Important. Individual humans are not predestined to do anything on Earth. There's no predetermined path or predestination. Instead, by default, they are predisposed to follow a karmic path. It is simply because it's there, and they come into the planet with the emotional equipment to follow it automatically. Let me explain this. So many things are in the works at this moment, including your own free choice, not to have free choice. You're in a battle right now, and indeed, if you allow consciousness to shift into a backward situation, even an enlightened, vibrating Earth can have free will dictate that it will no longer have free will. It would be like taking a vote not to allow any more voting. That is how powerful you are. You are angels, and you can create whatever it is on Earth that you wish to create. The darkest dark and the lightest light are both on your palette of energy colors. Whatever it is you wish, you may do. It is a critical time. Things have changed. The old prophecies of what you were told would happen have dropped away and been replaced by free choice of the moment. The Mayans have given you the information that 2012 is the beginning of the upsurge of a vibratory change in the planet, a new beginning energy. It has an 1111 energy. Indeed, the 2012 is alive with 1111. The 1111 that many of you see on the clocks is all about the promise of the 2012 transition into a more positive energy, the beginning of a new paradigm. You may very well sail into 2012 with the ability to have the Earth support you in a way that it never has before. Changes are afoot that you know nothing about, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Every human being who is born into this planet immediately gets a karmic imprint. He comes in and delivers his crystal into the cave of creation. The crystal is a memory energy that aligns to the crystalline grid. It is a part of Gaia, and Gaia, therefore, knows he is here. So it is with all of you. When you come into this planet, karmic energy is deposited into your DNA, and you start the energy there. Karmic energy is an energy that is part of the system that we speak of, that is Earth's life force. This is the one where the human being chooses no esoteric path, but just follows a groove of existing karma, created by past energies and expressions on the planet with others. Often humans are born into a place where they were the last time. Often they follow their family's direction, or whatever their family does, they do. If their family are farmers, they are farmers. It's the most natural thing for them to do, and it's an easy decision. It's like a road that is wonderful to walk on without rocks, so this is their karmic path. This path often takes them into challenge because of what has happened in lives that happened before. Often it will redo and undo itself as karmic energy unfolds. Many of the energies of the yin and yang are then manifested. It is true indeed that what goes around comes around. And that is all part of the very old system under a very old spiritual vibration, one that is automatic. But it doesn't have to be yours. Listen, for this is where it gets good. In 1989, I began telling you that in this new energy, you have the opportunity, if not the demand, to get out of karma and get on the road of your own choice. For as an old soul, one with magnificence inside, you have the ability to get out of the groove. You can take that old karma and place it aside and replace it with something far higher in energy, an energy with intended spiritual direction for you and the planet. You would say, I wish to make my own creation, my own reality, and not the old setup of karma I came with. Have you heard the phrase, creating your own reality? And this is what it means. And the harmonic convergence gave you that power. In 1989, I arrived with my partner and we started channeling that you would create a situation where you void your karma and move into your own free choice and create the life lesson that you came for. We spoke of an implant, which we never speak of anymore. We never speak of it because now we've reinterpreted it to mean the implantation of permission to get out of the groove. You implant yourself with passion and truth, and you move forward out of karma and instead into a place where you have choice of the energy that you create through pure intent. Karma is interesting. Here is something you haven't thought of, human being. The profundity of karma. I'm looking at souls in this room where there are 8 of you who are alive today because you got out of karma. Had you stayed in the karmic groove that you were born in and done the things that everyone wanted you to do and followed the karmic road, you wouldn't be here today. Because your potential karmic appointed you would have taken you. You would have been in the karmic place and time to experience your potential death. But because you popped out of the groove and manifested your own life experience, all the karmic attributes of your death fall away. Now here you sit, in charge of when you come and when you go, 8 of you. And here is where human puzzles us on my side of the veil. Because I just given you the truth that is powerful and joyful, and you should celebrate it. You ought to build a statue right now to the death you move past, but you don't. You don't know what didn't happen, do you? Well, I do. Who is it who is in control over death? What have you been told about this? Who is the Grim Reaper? Well, no matter what you've been told, I'll tell you who the Grim Reaper is. It is the human who decides never to look for God. It's a human who just shows up and plays no part in his destiny, just walking the path of karma, including wandering right into his death. There's no judgment of any humans who do this, only a report of what it is. But 8 of you would not be here sitting in chairs had it not been for your leaving the road of karma. Congratulations, family, for you know what this is all about. So for the beginner, we say that you can move aside the karma you were born with and start creating your own reality. This is a new gift with this energy. It allows you to move into the consciousness of a new kind of human being who chooses their own destiny. Some call it ascension status, a move into an energy of creation itself. So the next question, of course, is, Cryon, what do I do next? The answer is the hardest thing of all. Have patience with the system. Humans don't do that well. Patience for the system to catch up to your choice is needed. If you are new and you're just beginning to understand and hear this message, the first thing you're going to want to do is to go and climb the steps. You're going to want to do something with your knowledge and your passion and your excitement. You wish to do something in 3D. The old paradigm has you doing something physical in order to manifest something spiritual. It's been in your history and it's part of your mythology. But that's not the way it works in this new energy. We know who you are and what you're attempting to do. Every truth is unique, and your truth may be to start a ball rolling that is going to get you finally from point A to point B. You're starting to see your life lesson, and you're starting to awaken and realize the old soul that you are. Many who have just begun to feel this in themselves feel like they have purchased a ticket for the train, and they therefore expect the train to show up soon. Well, I'll tell you, the tracks aren't even built yet. Don't despair, dear one, for you've started the process. So while you have patience, you start studying and learning what it is inside of you that is different than what you thought. And the best place to start is to look at the masters of the planet. For the masters of the planet are the ones you are to emulate, because that is a new tool of this age, mastery. Mastery is the voiding of karma and the passing of an old energy lifetime and moving into another while staying in your own body. The tools for it lay upon the grid. The tools for it lay within the crystalline. The memory of the planet is actually shifting to accommodate a master who has your name. There are many who are awakening, many who are doing things right now that only the masters of the old could do, and they've done it for themselves, and it's commonplace. And by the way, it's what they teach here in this temple. And think about it. And so we say to you, emulate those masters who walked this planet before you did. What did they have that you don't have? The first thing is absolutely nothing at all. All of them were human beings. They were not super creatures, and they were not born different than you. The one who said he was the Son of God was very clear about all this. He said, I am the Son of God, and so are you. His message was about manifestation, to help you to understand that the magnificence that he had inside him was also yours. It didn't sit well with his culture and his age, and the conquerors of his land killed him. I want to tell you that what he showed you is what you can do with mastery. You can change matter. You can rewind a clock in your DNA. You can create healing that is beyond what you thought you could ever do. And it comes right from the higher self inside of you. The energy of the masters is with you, and the only reason they came here was as examples, so you could see it and do as well. The return of the masters of Earth. There are those who teach that the masters are going to return to the planet, and someday many religions on Earth claim this. Some look to the skies and they say, it's coming, a time when the masters are coming back to save us. They pin all their hopes and their desires on this, and they sing songs and they hold services, and they expect them to come back. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The humans who do that do not understand, do not see the reality of what has occurred. For the masters have all returned, and they sit upon this very place. Wherever you are, they are here. They are part of the structure of a new magnetic grid, and they are here in spirit, not in body. They are here to enter you, if you wish, in a way that will create healing and manifestation and solutions in your body. Darkness will run from the light when you decide to open the door and let it in. That's the way God uses men and women on this planet. So if you're new and you're looking at this, I am telling you that the Masters showed you what is now possible. The harmonic convergence is what allowed this to be, and your choice as a human being is to look into this or not. The new grid and its unseen backup system. There are backup systems you may not even be aware of. This information is for those who are just awakening, who would like something beyond the veil. The crystalline grid of this earth is the memory of the planet. It is part of what you would call Gaia. The crystalline grid of this planet is now the active grid and is the slate that you write energy on as you move forward. It is absorbing everything that you do as you walk from one place to another. The crystalline grid knows where you walked and that you've made impressions in the dirt. For the grid knows humanity. Any human being who is spiritually awakened on this planet is known by Gaia. Light emanates from your intent and voids your three-dimensional aspect of reality. There is a backup system to the crystalline grid of this planet, a memory system. The crystalline grid will never be destroyed. Yet there are systems that could be applied to the earth by humans and mankind, which would disturb it in a way that would void the integrity of the whole. It might break the chain. Too much electromagnetism placed upon the earth in an obscure way could damage the integrity for a time. So there's a backup system, and it's alive, and some of you need to know what it is. It will always be with you, and that is the whales of this planet. You love dolphins, don't you? Ask a biologist about them. They're really smart whales. So when we speak of whales, we mean all of them. What other mammals on this planet is protected by over 80% of the countries on Earth by treaty? None. For intuitively, the human race knows that these are creatures who are majestic and must remain on the planet intact. It's a backup system, and it's very special. Now you know the secret of why you feel about them the way you do. Summary. Is it possible that there's more than you were told? What does your intuition tell you about your own purpose on this time? The harmonic convergence did a whole lot more than just shift the energy of the planet. It gave you permission for an enlightened state, and now here you are. There's always the 3D question. What should I do now? Blessed is the human who feels it at the heart's level so strongly that they will say, I will do this journey, I will find the truth. For understand that the very process of discovery creates light on this planet. You're not going to join anything or belong to a human organization. Instead, you are personally going to begin to ask about yourself. We use the metaphor of light and the darkness often. It's the best one we have. Truly, at an energy level, your curiosity is opening doors and making the planet vibrate higher. Less than 0.5% of humanity must awaken for this planet to change permanently. That's because it doesn't take much light to quench the darkness. You've got almost 7 billion human beings, most of whom will never awaken and are not interested in this. The vast majority are in survival mode and only concerned about the next meal or their very lives. But you have the privilege of concerning yourself with the esoterics, the spiritualness of life. You actually hold the life potential of the planet. It's important that you understand that the system you're unaware of knows of your awakening. The system that you're unaware of knows that your eyes are on the pages or your ears are hearing this, or that you sit in this room right now listening. The system knows of the lighthouse that you will become, if not already. Later, we will define the system and tell you how it works. The universe knows of this meeting. That's how profound it is. Hard to believe indeed in your 3D reality that such a thing could be. Now let us address those who want a little more. If you're one who is new, I will tell you that there are riches here. As you chip away at this information, you find out more about you and your DNA, your abilities, your mastery. You could change your situation and solve the problems in your life. You can conquer fear. You can develop self-worth and pull upon the Akashic records of your own existence, pulling to yourself the things you need. You can go to the well of your own spirituality and become the shaman you may have been not too long ago. You can become a magnificent healer if you choose, or one who meditates and shines his light on the planet every day. Whatever you choose to do, whatever your passion is, it's why you came today and why you are listening to this. And the next step is one of trust. Make no assumptions, no assumptions. Move forward with patience, and then we'll discuss the next chapter. The next one to be given is living with your own duality, the difficult one. That will be given next in the series. Shamans in this room disguised as ordinary human beings. Isn't it time you open that jar of your shamanship? Yes, you're supposed to be a healer. You knew that all along. It's not too late. It's why you came. I am Cryon. I'm not going to say goodbye. The energy of the entourage remains here, where it will be dispensed tomorrow in ways that you will not be expecting. For in your time frame, tomorrow brings some things that you need to hear that I will give to my partner through the day, even out of channeling. Things that you need to hear about you and yourself, about duality, about what's next. You're never alone. No matter what you think, we're always here, and that is the truth. You don't know who came to see the moon today, do you? I'll see you again, family, like I have many times. I am the energy you see when you come into the earth. I am the energy you see when you leave. Some call me the gatekeeper only because I am Cryon, lover of humanity. I'm not really the gatekeeper, for that is a mythology, but I am the one who stands at the gate of your life when you come and when you go. And so it is. The Lightworker's Handbook, Lesson 2, Understanding Your Duality. Greetings, dear ones. I am Cryon of Magnetic Service. There are those who would say that this kind of communication is impossible to have, difficult. What is the process, they say, that would allow a human being to speak as if a human was the link? And I'll tell you, that process is easy to explain. For the human is the angel on earth. There's a direct pipeline to spirit, and you have called it the higher self. This spiritual part of the human is there like an antenna, waving in the breeze all your life. Some of you know what to do with it and plug it into that sacred pipeline. Most don't. But when you do, it is when your most profound meditations occur. The invitation in this energy is to learn to develop that pipeline and tune into that energy. There are many who are just beginning to tune into the higher self energy. These are the ones who are discovering for the first time in their lives that there is more than they thought about God. I have told you for 18 years that the earth is beginning to vibrate higher. What you see on your news today is the shaking that is going on, and there's more to come. That is to say, there are many who are being dislodged from their mythology, asking the question, what is real, what is not? They are saying, why do I feel in my heart and my soul that God is bigger than I was told? And some will be brought to look into the words I've given over these last 18 years, and they will be overwhelmed with the teaching. Where do I start, they say, or what should I do next? Where is the beginning primer, so I don't have to wade through all the graduate material to find the basics? The answer is what you are hearing and reading, and I have commissioned my partner to do a series on channeling called The Lightworker's Handbook, a place to start. I have commissioned him with instructions to make it available within the largest venue he can, so that the most can see it with free choice to examine it or not. There are those who are beginning this journey who are just arriving, sitting here asking the question, what is this feeling? Could it be real that a human being is doing what it looks like he is doing, channeling? And if he's not, why do I feel like he is? And these are good questions, and the answer is that Earth is indeed vibrating higher, starting to let the consciousness open. Every single one you have Lemurian traits, if not directly, then indirectly. That is to say, you are the lineage of the Lemurian race, those who had a quantum view of the universe, who awakened first with the information about who they were. Here you are, sitting in this modern day, when there's another awakening group on, and you're on the front lines, since the first ones to awaken are the old souls. We have told you that before. So, old soul, you might have all the experience, but you still have the earthly, three-dimensional rules pressed upon you, and a cultural mythology of who you are and who God is. The following things may go against what you were taught, and if that is so, stop and weigh the energy of truth. Do not assume that everything you are reading or hearing is absolutely so, for we wish you to use your own discernment engine. Use the intellect that is combined with the heart and ask the spirit, could it be? Is this right? For some of these things will challenge your very core belief system, everything that you have been taught. That's what we do today, bring up all the dark stuff. I proclaim that this is lesson 2 of the Lightworker's Handbook. The first lesson created an understanding that there is more than you think happening on the earth. The beginning, a harmonic convergence, the increased tools, new intuitions, and the opening of energy that you are all a part of. All that was covered in lesson 1. So we have chosen this astute place for lesson 2. Let the listener and the reader know that the place where this information is being given is the origin of Cryon. Sitting here are family members who are in their human bodies, were patient and kind with the engineer, my partner, in those early days of channeling. They gave him the allowance of no experience and let him be while he found that he needed to find. And so it comes full circle, and he is back here in the energy where it began, not too far where it all physically started. The reason we have chosen this venue is because the subject is tough and something that you should know about. The news is not bad news, it is simply profound news. Get ready, for you have not heard this before. It will challenge and shake the very core of your belief system. Some will be angered, some will not. Some will feel compelled to strike back. Most will not, for these are the energies that are the core of your duality, the study of dark and light within you. Defining duality. The first thing you must know past the fact that there is divinity within you is that on this planet there is something called duality. That duality represents itself as a balance to the divinity, the darkest energy you can ever conceive of, which is you with your name on it. It comes in with you at your birth and does not leave until your last breath. Some have called it the shadow self, some have called it the dark self, some have called it evil, and some have called it the dark side. This attribute of you has a name, and it is called duality. Duality is entirely appropriate, for it is a designed part of you. It is assigned to you at birth, and you do not carry it in from the other side of the veil. For this planet is the cauldron of duality, where the test is being accomplished. The test is that angels pretending to be humans come to even the playing field, and with the duality, dark and light, try to find the balance between the two. It is a test of energy, not the human, but it feels as though it is a test of your soul. And you might have noticed each human being must decide for themselves if it is real or not. You must decide individually, without evangelism from any organization, without those telling you what to believe and not to believe. The days are starting to diminish when you simply hang your soul belief onto the wagon of history and the mythology it represents. For this new energy is beginning to draw out individual examination of spiritual things, a desire to really know the truth. When you come into the earth, you get something you didn't plan on, and I want to tell you all about it. I want to tell you how powerful it is, and I'm going to give you an example of it. Then I want to tell you what you can do about it. Before we go any further, let us discuss what this energy of duality has done for your history, for it is the basis and the core of all religious mythology. It is the basis and the core even for the Greek gods. The duality of humanity has driven all the stories there are about magic, about good and bad, about dark and light, the powers that are here. The human being, even in your own modern culture, is taught that in heaven, a long time ago, there was a struggle. This, by the way, did not occur. There is no struggle on the other side of the veil. Struggle and conflict are concepts based in duality. Think about it. God does not share in your 3D experience, yet you continue to base so much spiritual history as though this was so. Angels don't fight. There is no struggle for power, and the paradigm of your consciousness does not transfer over to the working of the spirit. But in this mythology, an angel actually fell from heaven, and his name was Lucifer. That's tough, because there's no such thing as heaven. Again, you have created places in an interdimensional state, and that's impossible. There's only home, the place you are when you're not here. And it's not a place. It's a state of interdimensional energy, and it's timeless. But as the mythology goes, the fallen angel was responsible for developing a place of his own, an evil place called hell, which you'll go if you don't believe. Now, stop the story. Does that really sound like God to you? Or does that sound like man to you? I ask this only because at some point you must discern the truth and separate what you have been told from what your intuition is now telling you. Read on and consider your family would create this. Hell is where you go automatically when you die, according to the mythology. There you suffer forever, period. Unless, of course, you do something while you're here on earth. Something is to join and to be, to proclaim, to get in one of the boxes of your cultural belief. Again, does that sound like God, or does that sound like man's creation? Dear ones, again we say there's no Lucifer. I will tell you something, and it's very interesting about humanity. Everything good that happens to you, you say, God is good. God did this for me. I'm so glad I'm close to God because God did it. And when something bad happens, human beings often say, well, this is awful. This is the evil side. The devil got a hold of me. I don't know what happened. This attitude, of course, means that humans are not responsible for anything good or bad. They just float along hoping they don't get pulled into the wrong energy as they mind their own business. But if they're lucky, the struggle between God and Satan won't touch them. The human will win eventually and go to heaven when they die, if they behave and give their powers away to the mythology of history, which can be found in more than 700 versions of spiritual belief on this planet, in structures of many shape and rules of many variations. Does that sound like God? It is not. It's man's mythology, often dished up with much integrity by spiritual leaders who are certain that theirs is the correct path. This is not told you to cast judgment on any. It's simple historical truth. We've told you from the beginning that we honor every and all searches for God. But the new energy seeker needs to start discerning the truth for themselves. So we are aiding in that, giving you a different perspective, for it will change the future and begin a higher vibration on the earth. Note here that this is not a message to pull you into yet another spiritual box, for there is no organization around this Cryon work, or the New Age in general. There is no place to join anything, no structure to visit, no historical human prophet to worship, and no central book of rules. This is a new paradigm of spirituality, where millions will begin to examine the truth that resides inside themselves, all the rules, all the doctrine, all the love that brought them to this place. They will check it against what they feel and what they see around them. Many will wonder how such a large worldwide group of humans can be so collective in their thoughts, without structure or leadership or membership in anything. It is a new way of things, where what you will discover internally is what is true and real, instead of what you were told from those who are echoing the mythology of history, most of which doesn't even agree with itself. What drives validation of this mythology about the push and pull energies on Earth is very real. It is this disbelief you have that something so dark might actually reside in you, or the disbelief that something so grand like God could reside in you. You are taught that you are nothing, born dirty, and therefore you give away the power of the good and you give away the power of the bad. There you sit, powerless, clueless that both of these profound powers are seated right in your soul. Do you see? In that state of worthlessness, you are then ripe for almost anyone to capture your interest in their own system of God. 85% of the planet's population has indeed created for itself the boxes where they can explain all this in a 3D fashion. Isn't it interesting that the first thing a human does when they come of age is to look for these answers? It is God in your DNA that drives the search for the Creator. Here is the truth. There is a piece of God that comes in with you, and we discussed that last time. It resides in you, and it's waiting to be awakened. And it is a quantum energy, interdimensional, but in 3D. And it is beautiful. It is light. There's a reason why you're being prodded and pulled to sit in the chair. So you know that you're part of everything. There is no accident that you are here or listening to this. It is with your full permission, you know. And you may not know what it is yet that you are supposed to do about it, but know this. Simply your very existence to ask changes the planet. Did you know that? Just being here, listening, helps the planet. That's a message for another day. This piece of God in you as a balance, for also residing within you is the darkest of the dark, and it's got your name on it. Therefore, this duality, we said that, but you need to hear it again. The 3D approach to battle. The 3D approach to battle is that if you have an enemy, you defeat it. In 3D, you go to battle and you kill it. Then it's gone. And you arise victorious and you say, that which was part of the evil in me has been slain and now it is gone. That's reasonable to you. So there are a lot of places where you can go to slay the monster within. And you don't have to look far for help with this. But this isn't the case with duality. For you are with it all your life. To destroy it means the death of the human, but many say it doesn't make sense to have an enemy that is so strong within me, and just let it be. It must be dealt with. But you do deal with this energy within you without the concept of elimination. Instead, we call it balance, and this, dear one, is an advanced concept for almost every human alive. For it must void out the instinct of survival in the core sense of the word. It transcends the flee or fight feeling and replaces them with a wisdom that is what we have been trying to give you for 18 years. Therefore, this lesson 2 is the acknowledgement of that which is in you, which you don't want to even admit is there. It's a stretch to believe that you have God inside, but it's not that hard to find it. But to believe that core evil is also within you is an insult to your intellectual self and the integrity that most of you carry for an honest life. In other words, this whole concept is one that you must examine out of the box. Revelations of the truth of duality. The duality reveals itself in so many different ways. I shouldn't even have to list them, but for those who are just coming into, I will. From those things that are minor to those things that are not. Drama is one. Drama. Have you met those human beings who survive only by spinning in drama? The irony is that they are the ones who will be on the phone to you, the light worker, for your balance, and carry a light that attracts those who are not. They'll say, there's more drama than I can stand in my life. There is this and there is that. I thought I'd handle this, but this came back. Then but when you hang up that phone, you know what'll happen, don't you? And it will be good. They will not take your advice at all. They just wanted a voice on the other end telling them what they already knew. Then the next day you get the call and they will say, well, this has happened and this has happened and this has happened. It just seems to keep going. Finally, you might even tell them the truth. You might say, are you aware that you are drawing this all to you, that you survive on it? And they will say, never. I would never ask for such a thing, but they do. And I'll tell you why. Because they are comfortable with it. For there was no drama in their life. They would have to look at the shaman that they are. Blessed is the human being who has dropped the drama and seen the spiritual side. For quite often the drama hides something just as profound, a light that will pour into their life. But they are so afraid of it. Therefore, drama covers up having to deal with reality, and drama becomes comfortable. Worry is next. Worry about everything. Those who worry are those who feel that they are powerless to create anything. There are those of you waking up at 3 in the morning worrying about the fact that you don't have anything to worry about. When you start to balance that dark thing inside you call duality, one of the things that goes away is worry, because you have a sense that the system is starting to work, and indeed, you're not alone. There's a plan, and worry starts to drop away. But it's that dark thing that wants to wake you up and say, well, look at this, let's worry about it. Then it gives you this, what you call a laundry list of things to worry about. That's when you can't even go back to sleep. Then you get up. You know what that feels like, don't you? That is absolutely human. Drama and worry lead to lack of self-worth and fear.
There are two masculine energies here that want this Ace of Pentacles so badly. So badly. They almost feel kind of, is it like, it's something that other people are competing for, this Ace of Pentacles. These two masculine energies, they have been in this Magician, where they have been like manifesting, using their willpower. When you see the Magician, know that, I mean, the Magician has the sword, the pentacle, the cup, and the wand. These two masculine energies have been working overtime to get this Ace of Pentacles. Who are these two masculine energies? This King of Swords, King of Cups. What was that? Adjudication. Are they attorneys? Expectation. I feel like they want to meet up with you. I feel like they want to talk to you. King of Swords, King of Cups. Let me shuffle better. King of Swords. Who are these people? Holy Spirit. King of Swords, pathway. They want to talk to you. King of Swords, King of Cups. They want to talk to you. You know why? You know why? Because you're the one who's getting this Ace of Pentacles. You're getting something that other people desperately want. You're getting an Ace of Pentacles, not a Knight of Pentacles, not a Page of Pentacles, not a King of Pentacles. This is the kind of blessing of prosperity that will transform your entire life. Like your children's children will benefit from this. Ooh, I'm so excited for you. I love getting good messages like this because some of my messages are deep, deep and heavy. So when I get positive messages like this, it just makes me so happy. But there are two masculine energies here. King of Swords, King of Cups. Okay? And they realize that you're the one who's going to get this Ace of Pentacles and not them. Or maybe something's clicking in their head that, oh my gosh, she's the chosen one. She's the one who's going to get this. This could be, like I said, family room. This could be a family matter. Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. It could be a family matter. Or it could be something, if it's not a family matter, then it could be something that's just very private and confidential. But there are two masculine energies who are having this light bulb moment that the position, yeah, it's like they woke up to their worst nightmare. They're realizing, I feel like these two were actually competing with each other. I feel like these two thought that they were the runners up. Like these two thought that it would either be them, it would either be one of them who would get this Ace of Pentacles. But now they're realizing that there's a third person and it's you. Yeah, they're realizing that there's a third person. Maybe one of them is an air sign and the other is a water sign. Okay. But they're realizing that they've been competing with each other. It's like competing, two people competing, and then realizing that there's a third candidate who may get this Ace of Pentacles. They're in this Nine of Swords. They are these two masculine energies are a handful. They're acting like it's the end of the world. When they discovered you, when they found out about you, Nine of Swords is someone who's having sleepless nights because they have been itching to receive this Ace of Pentacles. They're showing up as a magician. They've been using all elements to get this Ace of Pentacles. They've been using the sword. They've been using the pentacle. They've been using the cup, the wand. I mean, they've been a real magician trying to manifest this Ace of Pentacles. They want to be chosen for this Ace of Pentacles. But they're realizing, they're like, wait a second, it's not just us two, there's a third person. Expectation, pathway, and high honor. The pathway has been illuminated for you and you only. The pathway is open for you and you only. Expectation. That's what you need to expect. Expect some sort of path that will lead you, some sort of pathway. Look, high honor. High honor. You're the chosen one. The high honor card represents a promotion, elevation. That's why they're realizing it's finally hit them. It's finally hit them that this whole time
I heard somebody
they
use
were
your
competing
phrase
and fighting amongst each other for no reason. And I feel like you're not even anywhere close to these people. Maybe that's a good thing that you're separated from them. What can we know about this King of Swords and King of Cups? Thank you, Holy Spirit. What can we know about this King of Swords and King of Cups? Everything is fine. These two masculine energies do not have the power, neither the authority to harm you in any way, shape, or form. What can we know about the King of Swords and King of Cups? The Fool card is here. I feel like they want to make amends with you. They stabbed you in the back so many times, not knowing that you are the chosen one in the spirit and in the flesh. Because for many of you guys, your spiritual blessings are manifesting into the physical realm as a job promotion, money, valuable opportunities, large purchases. Like, your blessings are manifesting into the physical realm in a way where you can now see it, feel it, and touch it. In the past, you had to walk by faith and not by sight. But very soon, you will have sight of your blessing. You will be able to see it. You will get all the confirmation. And it's because you were willing to have faith and trust even without seeing it. These two men want to talk to you. Everything is fine. Nine of Swords, like, I definitely feel like they were doing things that, could have sabotaged you, but it didn't. And it's almost like, it's like stabbing someone in the back and then rubbing their back and saying, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. We're not against you anymore. They want to take a leap of faith into a new beginning. I feel like they're very anxious to get to know you. If these people don't know you, or maybe they weren't fond of you, now they want a new beginning with you. Okay, look, Four of Wands, they want redemption with you. Because you're in the position that they want to be in. I would be very careful. I wouldn't get too up close and personal with them. But you know better, you're wise. Let's look at the Star card. Let's look at the Star card. Let's look at the Star card. Wish fulfillment. Let's look at the Star card. Seven of Swords. Let's look at the Star card. The Empress. Wow. Wow. You're getting everything. You're getting everything you've always wanted. The Star's wish fulfillment. It's your prayers being heard and answered. It's your wishes being granted. It's a card of hope and faith. And sometimes it could even represent healing. The Three of Cups represents celebrations. Oh my gosh. Look at the Seven of Swords and the Empress. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Clarify the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a sneaky card. It could be someone lying, cheating, manipulating. Clarify the Seven of Swords. Six of Wands. Moving things from rough waters to calmer waters. I feel like you had a lot of snakes around you, but somehow you were able to, there's something that's a little bit sneaky about you too, but not in a bad way. Okay. The Seven of Swords, it could represent someone who's like lying, cheating, manipulating, being scandalous and sabotaging, but I feel like you were able to, as the enemy was setting traps for you, but you kept on dodging it. And you know a lot more than the enemy knows. You know more than the enemy knows. Like there's something where I feel like you tend to have people underestimate you a lot, not knowing what you're capable of. So when they try to put obstacles in your way, you overcome those obstacles with such great ease. And I feel like it's because you have the helping hands of the Most High guiding you and protecting you. There's something about you. There's a reason showing up as the Seven of Swords, but I don't feel like it's in a bad way. I just feel like you're very wise, you're very experienced, you're very knowledgeable. So it's almost like I see the enemy setting traps for you, but then you are familiar with what those traps are, probably because you've had so many people betray you in the past. It's like someone laying out traps for you, and then so you just pick up the traps and you move it out of the way. And the whole time they're thinking, he or she's gonna fall in that trap. Look at how this woman's carrying the swords. It's kind of like these are the swords that they try to stab in your back. But you're fine. You pulled out those swords. But they don't know that. There's something about you where it's like you just keep on getting more and more wise. You're showing up as the Empress because you're in a fertile state. You're in a fertile and fruitful state. The Empress gives birth to creations. You've been carrying, almost like when a woman carries a child, you've been carrying this creation, this idea. You've been carrying this wish, this prayer for a long time, and now you're about to give birth to it. As in, now you're about to see it manifest. You're about to see it come to fruition in real life. It's like you're giving birth to what you've been wanting. That's why you're in the Empress energy. Then you have the Six of Swords that's here. And the Empress also represents someone who's very abundant. You're here as the Six of Swords, moving things from rough waters to calmer waters. Wow. Tell us more about the Star. The Lovers. Tell us more about the Star. The Nine of Cups. You're getting everything you've always wanted. This was destined for you. This was written in the stars. You're coming into alignment with what is rightfully yours. Then you have the Nine of Cups, fulfillment, satisfaction. Wow. I feel like you were overlooked, and maybe that was a blessing in disguise. It's almost like you were hidden in plain sight, because some of these people who were against you, they didn't know who you were. They didn't know. That's why these two masculine energies are quite shocked, because they thought that they were the first runner up. Like they thought that it was just between the two of them who would get this Ace of Pentacles. And maybe it's a good thing that you were overlooked, because if they would have known that you are the chosen one, they probably would have targeted you. Maybe that's why you're showing up as the Seven of Swords. You got away with a lot. You got away with a lot of something that would have been like you would have been targeted in some way, shape, or form if people knew that you were the one to receive this Ace of Pentacles. So it's okay that they overlooked you. It's okay that they underestimated you. It's okay that they didn't treat you with priority. It's okay. It's like God hid you for a reason. It's okay if they didn't take you seriously. It's okay if they didn't believe you or believe in you. It's okay. These people are not important where you want their acceptance or you want validation. As long as God chooses you, that's all that matters. As long as God believes in you, that's all that matters. Whatever these people thought about you, it is a non-factor. It is not significant to your story. They are not of importance. So they can think what they want, do what they want. They're not important to your story. Your blessing still stands without them. But I feel like God hid you. He sort of concealed you for your protection, which is why you're showing up the Seven of Swords. You were the one that was overlooked. There was an oversight on you. And that's all right, because you didn't need to be the center of attention among snakes. They all would have targeted you. Yeah, they all would have targeted you. And I feel like you bloomed into the Empress. You were transformed. I feel like you've learned a lot during this season of your life. So many lessons and experiences. And now you are the Empress, the most powerful woman in the deck, the most powerful feminine energy in the deck. Everybody wants to be the Empress and Emperor, but you got to do immense work on yourself in order for you to carry that true divine feminine, divine masculine energy. And that energy cannot be copied nor, excuse me, that energy cannot be copied nor imitated. And it is such an authentic energy that when you carry that divine feminine or divine masculine energy, people know it. The Empress is beautiful inside and out, powerful, nurturing, mature, stable, well-balanced. The Empress is so balanced within herself that she's able to take care of others. So it's almost like you were in a cocoon. And as you were in that cocoon, and when metamorphosis, when that caterpillar goes into that cocoon, it is its most sensitive period. The divine was preparing you and didn't want any interruptions, didn't want anyone to interrupt you. So he did something here where there would be an oversight on you. The Holy Spirit is saying oversight, where they would overlook you, so that you can be left alone to transform. And once you transform like a caterpillar in that cocoon, it goes through metamorphosis. And when it transforms successfully, it blossoms. It transforms into a butterfly. The divine wanted your transformation to go uninterrupted. So that's why there was an oversight. That's why you were hidden. That's why they couldn't see you. That's why you had some people underestimating you, undermining you. That's okay, because sometimes when people know, that's when they start plotting against you. But when they don't know, they'll leave you alone. Sometimes you don't need to be seen by everyone, especially the wrong people. You don't want to be seen by the wrong people. And I've said this a while ago on the channel. I used to say it all the time. When you are so valuable, only those who God has blessed with the sight can see you. In order for people to see you, recognize who you are, God has to first bless them with the sight to see you. So if somebody doesn't see you, recognize you, or know your value, God has not given them that sight to see you. And it's for a reason. They were not chosen by him to be your partner in any way, shape, or form. Those who God has chosen to surround you, to work with you, to partner up with you, to love you, to befriend you, they all have the sight to see you. So whenever you encounter a situation or a person who is undermining you, underestimating you, is because they were not chosen for you. Therefore, they don't have the sight to see your value. It is for your protection. You don't need to be seen or recognized by everyone. Because for some wicked spirited people, the more they know, the more they can plot against you. Right? So let them not even think that you're important. That's okay, so that they can leave you alone. And you were able to transform so beautifully. It's like nobody could see the chosen one. And that was for a reason. And now you get to move forward with the Six of Swords, right? Now you've transformed, you've gone through that metamorphosis, you're coming out of the cocoon and you're spreading your wings to fly. The Lovers. You're coming into alignment with your soul's purpose, is what the Lovers is saying. You're coming into alignment with the things that are written in the stars that are destined for you. You're coming into union with what is rightfully yours. And you're going to be beyond happy. The Nine of Cups, the happiness, the fulfillment. Can you imagine one person carrying 9 out of 10 cups? That is the kind of happiness that is overwhelming, but in a good way. And speaking of metamorphosis and transformations, look what's on the back of the deck. This is the confirmation that we need, the Death card. The Death card represents major endings that lead us to our transformation. Death. Wow. Let's look at the Justice card. Hierophant. Two of Cups. The Justice card represents justice, karmic justice. It simply represents getting what you deserve. God is positioning you. God is placing you in your rightful position, in your rightful role, duties, and obligations that He worked so hard on you. I mean, you went through such great character development, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. You know, you can pray for something, but I hope that you are also willing to be prepared for the blessing. God will never give you a blessing unprepared. So when you pray for something, just know that preparation is needed first before receiving the blessing. You're going to be positioned in a place of power and influence. You're showing up as the Hierophant. Yeah. You're showing up as the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents someone who's very powerful, influential. The Hierophants are the people who lead, they guide, they teach, they inspire people. They touch the lives of the masses. And you did the work. No one can dim your light. You did the work. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups represents a partnership. This is Two of Cups here. I feel like you have so many messages. King of Pentacles. Ooh. Is this love or what? Two of Cups. What is this about? Two of Cups. It's a partnership. Two of Cups. Tower. What happened here? You're coming together. The Two of Cups is a soul union, soulmates uniting. You're going to be coming together with a King of Pentacles, a strong earth sign, if this is your reading. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And the two of you are going to establish a Ten of Pentacles. You guys will build a legacy with each other. You guys will establish a business empire, generational wealth, lump sums of money. That's what the Ten of Pentacles is. It's all about longevity, your long-term security and stability. You're going to be living the most ideal and successful life with this person. And then you have the Tower. you might meet this person out of nowhere. Let me see, what's this tower about? The tower could represent dramatic endings. Do you have to leave someone behind before you can meet this King of Pentacles? Let me see. Why is the tower here? It could also represent a major reveal. Something's going to be shocking. You're going to find out something. Yeah, you're going to have to leave someone behind. You're going to have to leave a King of Wands behind. You will only meet this King of Pentacles, which is truly your ideal person, once you end the connection with this King of Wands. Okay, who could be a fire sign? Aries, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Or maybe this person, regardless of zodiac signs, maybe this person is just very fiery, passionate, ambitious, but times were rough. Something was rough with this King of Wands. And, you know, King of Wands tends to be like attractive and fun and adventurous, but I noticed when people are in a relationship with a King of Wands, it could either be really, really good or really, really bad. There's either a high or a low. There's no in between. I feel like with the tower here, there's going to be a dramatic ending with this King of Wands. The High Priestess is here. Let me see. The High Priestess. Two of Swords. You see the truth about this. You see the truth about this past life soulmate. I feel like this person presented themselves to be your Prince Charming. I feel like there's something that's very, very attractive about them. It's like they took your breath away. This person may even be very like sexy, confident, bold, you know, but you can see right through them, which is why you're here as the High Priestess. You're no longer captivated by their physical beauty. You're able to see the spirit that they carry. This person could be full of trouble, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like they're attractive on the outside, but not on the inside. I feel like this person is not very grounded either. I feel like they're not very grounded. They're not very stable. They're fun, they're adventurous, they're good looking, they're sexy, but that's about it. And you can see that with the Two of Swords. Two of Swords represents calling a truce. In the past, you had a hard time making a decision about this person because they appeared to be everything you wanted physically, superficially, but not spiritually. Now you're going to be making a decision because you're no longer looking at this person with just your two eyes. You're also using discernment. And that's why with the Tower here, there's going to be an ending. And that's when you will be led to a King of Pentacles, someone who's very successful, level-headed, extremely well-grounded, successful too. Look, man, this person's like some sort of moneymaker. This person, look at all the yellows. King of Pentacles, they may have some sort of, I don't know what they do for a living. Typically, the King of Pentacles is some sort of business owner, entrepreneur, investor, whatever they do. They don't have to be those three. Whatever they do for a living, though, they do it very well. They're very successful and they make a lot of money. He's sitting on a golden throne, for goodness sakes. And then he comes with a 10 of Pentacles. This man either comes from a wealthy family or he owns a business empire. And look, 8 of Pentacles, work. When you see him working, just know he's making money. There's something, and I feel like this man is a true provider. King of Pentacles tends to be very traditional. And I feel like he's going to love the crap out of you. Let's look at the 4 of Swords. He's in distress about something. What is he in distress about? What is he in distress about? Clarify the 4 of Swords. Page of Pentacles and the Moon. What is the Moon here for? The Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the Moon here? He's worried about something. Oops. Queen of Wands. He's worried about you. Has this man already seen you? Does this man already know you?
Yep.
This man already knows you? Or did he see you? Look at this. 5 of Swords. He knows that something didn't work out for you. He knows that something between you and this King of Wands didn't work out. I don't know if he has already crossed paths with you or if this man is spiritual. But I feel like he's very worried about you. The Sun. Illumination. Awakening. He comes with the Sun. I feel like yellow represents this man. Like something about yellow. He keeps on showing up like with a lot of yellow. Success is all over this man. This is the kind of person where everything they touch turns to gold. But I feel like maybe there's even a child the Sun can represent the birth of a child. Look at this beautiful girl, beautiful baby girl. I'm trying to see if this man knows you, whether physically or spiritually. There's something here. He's so worried about you. Let me see. He's worried about you. He knows that you've been on that battlefield. 8 of Cups. He knows you've been on that battlefield. And he's waiting for you to close that chapter. He knows that you made investments, whether you invested your time, your love, your energy in a situation that wasn't good. It's like I feel him spiritually encouraging you, supporting you, motivating you to just leave that situation. He feels like you got deceived. He cannot believe what happened to you. Look, this man knows your situation. Whether he knows about it physically or he's just spiritually gifted and you guys haven't even met yet, but he knows your circumstance. There's something about you. It's like he knows that you got caught up in the wrong hands. Like this 6 of Wands, I feel represents the King of Wands. This King of Wands is just bogus. I feel like this King of Wands puts on a front. He lacks depth. He's all about the superficial. He's all about what you can see on the surface. He's very surface level. There's no depth to this man. And he may come off as impressive at first, but if you look behind him and you dig a bit deeper and you use discernment, you'll realize that he's actually a counterfeit of what he says he really is. This King of Pentacles is the real, is the authentic. This King of Pentacles knows something. This King of Wands is all about he puts on this big show with the 6 of Wands. He likes attention. He likes recognition. He likes fame. He's obnoxious. He knows about you in some way. He knows about you. Look, 3 of Swords. I feel like he feels so bad. about what you went through, but you know, it's all a part of your journey. I feel like after encountering this King of Wands, you're going to be much more grateful for this King of Pentacles. You're going to really recognize the King of Pentacles qualities, because all of his qualities, the King of Wands lacked. These two men or masculine energies are drastically different. Drastically different. You know, it's like being with sometimes you have to encounter the counterfeit so that when you meet the real, the authentic, you'll know it. You'll know it, you'll recognize it, and you'll value the real. That's the situation that I see going on here. Wow, I'm stunned. You had to encounter the counterfeit, and I feel like that was a test for you as well. That was a test for you. I'm sure this King of Wands is a soulmate. We will encounter many soulmates in this lifetime, by the way. Many. And most of them are past life soulmates. But it doesn't mean that they are the one. And the one that you choose says a lot about your growth and development. It says a lot, the soulmate that you choose says a lot about your evolution, your enlightenment. But this King of Pentacles empathizes with you on such a deep level. I feel like it hurts him knowing, like he just knows that you were in the wrong hands. You were being in this King of Wands hands, you're in the wrong hands. And he feels really bad with the Three of Swords. Because he knows that you weren't taken care of. Five of Pentacles. He knows that you were neglected and abandoned. He knows that, what is this? Like Four of Swords. He's carrying a lot of nervousness and anxieties. He's worried about you. Seven of Cups. He's wondering, thinking about you. Because he found out that you, with the Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles like good news when it comes to earthly things. So sometimes Page of Pentacles could be like someone making a financial offer, or was there a financial offer extended to you, or what happened here? You met this King of Wands because of something? Did you buy something? Did you make a purchase? And that's what led you into the lion's den, this King of Wands. Some sort of offer that you took, some sort of financial offer that you took, or a financial offer that you made led you to this King of Wands. But look, there's deception. Oops, sorry. The moon. There's deception. The moon represents things that are hidden. Yeah, things that are hidden. Then you have the Queen of Wands. He knows you went into the lion's den. King and Queen of Wands, you guys are matching. He knows. But you're going to be in better hands with this King of Pentacles. Wow. He's very sensitive when it comes to you. This man is highly intuitive. Like he can feel when you're worrying. He can feel your concerns. He can feel your anxieties. He knows where your mind is at. And he's there in the spirit supporting you. Look, Temperance. You guys are like 2 in 1. This King of Pentacles is literally your other half. Your other half, not your better half, your other half. The Temperance is peace. It's harmony. It's alignment. And then look, the Sun. This man is like your not twin as in that toxic twin flame stuff. No. But it's almost like the two of you are 2 in 1. Like he's the male version of you in a good way. He is your equal half. He is your other half. No one is better than anyone here. No one is good or bad or good or evil or light versus dark. The both of you are equally yoked. And I feel like there's something about him that is so handsome. I feel like this man is there's something, I don't know if he like his hair color, if he has light hair color, but I don't feel like it's super dark. If this is your reading, I feel like he's ready for you. Look, 4 of Pentacles. I feel like he's ready for you to, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I feel like he's ready for you to come forward. It's like he's saying, come to me. He knows that you're making plans with the 2 of Wands. I don't know how he knows this. I don't know if he's able to physically contact you or if this is also spiritual. But he's saying, come to me. He knows that with the 2 of Wands, you're carrying out a plan. You're trying to get a sense of direction. And look at the Ace of Swords, the truth and clarity. He knows who you are. He knows who you are. The Ace of Swords is a big yes card. It also represents the truth and clarity. I feel like he's just waiting on you to communicate, to say yes. Physically or, oh my gosh. I can feel the love and it's making me smile from ear to ear. Like, this is beautiful. This is what you call true, genuine love. The Queen of Cups. I feel like at this point, this man is like pulling you in energetically. The Queen of Cups. He knows who you are and you know who he is. This man has everything for you. When you meet him, he's already established. He's already been prepared for you. He's just waiting. There's something that you've been planning to do, and he's just waiting for you to say yes. The Queen of Cups, the sweetheart of the deck, the woman who captured his heart. There's something about you that's very sweet, warm. People tend to be very comfortable around you. Just have a good spirit. Queen of Cups. Wow. He also knows that you're very successful with the 9 of Pentacles. You've done very well for yourself. You're well accomplished. He knows some things about you. He knows some things. I'm so in awe of this man. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, he knows that you've done very well for yourself. He's quite impressed by you. He knows that you have a lot of luck, favor. He's so interested in you, 9 of Cups. He's so interested in you. He wants to get to actually know you on a deeper level. Eight of Swords is here. He's been thinking about you. He's so consumed by you. He's Eight of Swords, like a mental prison over you. Man, this just made my day. I feel like you've been through so much. It's only right. It's only right. Tell us more. The Hermit. What's this Hermit here? I feel like he knows you. I feel like he knows you, whether physically, spiritually, or both. The Hermit is like someone who, I don't know if he kind of researched you, look into you with the Hermit, because it represents reflecting, making discoveries. And then look, Page of Swords. He received your information. The Page of Swords is here. Page of Swords is curiosity, or gathering information, or communication from a distance. I think he saw you from a distance, or through the internet, or your profile, or there's something here. The Hermit, the Page of Swords. Or your email, did you make a, what is it? Did you submit a request somewhere? Did you fill out an application somewhere or something like that? You submitted something through the internet. And yeah, you submitted something. Look at the World. You submitted something through the internet. The World. Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. You submitted something. This is so cute. I'm a fan. I'm a fan already of this love. I'm a big fan of Judgment. You made an inquiry. I don't know if you called, did you call someone or submit something online? You made an inquiry about something, and that's how he saw you or found out about you. But during that time, you still had a chapter to complete with this King of Wands. You still had a chapter. That's why the World is a successful completion, and the Ten of Wands. You've already completed it now, but back then you hadn't. So Ten of Wands, burden, stress, and then look, Judgment, a final decision. You've completed this chapter with this King of Wands currently now, but back then you hadn't. So he just had to wait patiently for you. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and end the reading, okay? Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you resonated with it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. And if you're interested in connecting with me more, definitely check out the description box. All of my information will be there.